Hi and welcome to Life, the Universe and Music. I'm Craig Westwood. I mentioned previously about one of my worst experiences on a stage and why I gave up playing live gigs. Now I want to explain what got me back onto a stage again, or rather who got me back onto a stage again. I said previously how I'd started with an artist development company run by two guys, Matthew and Andrew, and how they were giving me singing lessons and how I was due to start recording and mixing sessions. Plus, Matthew, Andrew and I were recording tracks towards 5 songs. Along with those sessions, Andrew started giving me individual coaching in performance. Remember I mentioned my worst stage experience? If you've not seen that last episode, the link's below. Andrew and I talked over the details of my last gig. We discussed what worked and what didn't. But in the end, the conclusion was that I should draw a line under what happened in 1986 and prepare for now. The 3 well-rehearsed songs that I did then had clearly worked in that last gig. The one unrehearsed song, quite simply, didn't. Plus, I was being hard on myself constantly for making errors. So what I needed to do was rehearse, 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 and keep rehearsing. And rehearse more songs than I needed. Make them that familiar that they're like muscle memory. And that was the strategy. Keep a bank of songs ready. Have more songs than your set list, so you always have more in your bank of songs than you need. And if you need a couple more, they're already there, ready to call upon. So our preparations began.
Dynamics on there were much better when you were thinking about that. Definitely. Can you hear the difference? You kind of feel,
definitely, yeah.
We aimed firstly for a few open mics. These are usually held in pubs and clubs in the UK. They don't pay for acts to play here. It's purely voluntary and the acts vary in ability dependent upon how new they are to performing. Andrew agreed to accompany me on guitar for the first few open mics. That in itself was a boost for me. In rehearsals, Andrew even showed me a good way to position myself when singing and playing guitar in front of a microphone and a mic stand. Useful tips that I'd not considered before. I got to watch an open mic at the first planned venue even before taking part. Here I also got to meet a few of Matthew and Andrew's other client acts. I watched how the singers performed, how they used a mic, how they put such energy into their performances, and I could see where they were in their own music journey. It removed one of my barriers in that the venue, the environment became familiar. I realised that in these open mics, the audience is often going to be the other acts and their friends and families. So they're usually going to be sympathetic. It's a warm audience. Needless to say, it had still been 30 years since I last played on a stage. I was very nervous, but at least this time I was better prepared. But in the run-up few days before the first open mic, the old nerves were coming back. I was losing sleep again. This time though, I found a superb inspirational pep talk on YouTube from a lady singer in the US. I'm sad though, because I bookmarked her video and watched it a few times before those first open mics, but it's since been taken down. Sadly, I can't remember her name, I can't pass on the link, and I can't find her video again. But there are similar videos now from YouTube presenters I've found, like Simon Sinek, Marissa, Mel Robbins, equally helpful I think, and I'll add some links below so that you can see them. This anonymous lady singer though just got my attention at the time, and I'm going to paraphrase her here. She said, "You're not nervous, you're excited. Channel your fear as excitement. There's no difference in those two emotions. You're happy to be on that stage, you want to be there. Stop visualising it all going wrong. Instead, visualise it all going right. That was my turning point. The first venue was the Hop in Wakefield. My great friends Ken and Pat came along, and Ken filmed my first set. Thanks, Ken. It all went well, I think. In hindsight, I think my nerves, excitement showed, and I played the set a bit too quickly, but having that video that Ken made has helped me realise this so I can improve for the next one. Open mics are a great way of building your confidence, so I would encourage anyone, if you want to learn to create a good performance, go to as many open mics as you can. Different venues, different environments, different PA systems and equipment, so that you can get used to what works best for you and suits your situation, your voice, your instrument. Treat them as practice runs. You're trying out your material. They're not always going to go right. Mistakes don't matter. If they're huge howlers, laugh them off quickly. Carry on. If they're small mistakes, it's most likely nobody noticed. Especially when it's your own songs, not many will have heard them before. Treat those mistakes as learning. Next time, it's going to be better than the last. If your songs are good, people forget the gaffes very quickly anyway. And remember all the bits that went right, because they outnumber the bits that went wrong. Take notice of when a performance goes well, why it worked, what happened differently to the last performance. Recognise what bits didn't go so well and try something different next time to improve that part of the performance. Don't be afraid to experiment. Unlike the old me, don't be too overcritical. Your aim, your mission even, is to have a great time. And if you have a great time, then your audience does too. Build your open mic sets into a bigger stage show. Add more songs. Experiment, refine, rinse, repeat. My gratitude here goes to Andrew Beverley. If you tell him though, as I did, he doesn't think that he did much. But those early talks, those early sessions at open mics helped build my confidence so much and equipped me to go back on a stage, something I thought that I'd never do. Thank you, mate. It really meant a lot to me. And thank you to all my friends who showed up to all those early open mics and gave me and the other acts some support. The journey isn't over, my friends, by any means. It's just beginning.
A little quieter one now.
I'm interested to hear what comments you have or any questions. Please let me know in the comments below. And of course, please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one in future. If you think this will be helpful to someone too, please share this video. Sharing helps build this channel, and only you can help me do that. And lastly, hit the bell button if you want to be notified when the next one is out. Until then, cheers, my dears.
Is life if all defeats me and it cheats me? Strive, oh strive, if you can never break this with a word. We learned if we have to say returns upon a fallen sky.